Thank you very much for tuning into another video of my life, and in this video we are going to do an unboxing of this fragrance which you can see right here in front of you, which is the Urban Man Elixir by Fragrance World. Now, for those of you who might have seen my last few videos, you would notice that I'm leaning towards buying clone fragrances rather than the originals, purely from a cost-benefit point of view. If you want to buy about 6-7 of these a year, it's going to be much more expensive to buy the OGs versus the clones. This fragrance, also in the same vein, is no different. It's a clone of another fragrance, which is this one, which is the Lemel Elixir by Jean Paul Gaultier. Now, I smelled this fragrance probably about 4 months ago at an airport. I smelled it. It immediately grabbed my attention. It had everything. It had classiness. It had freshness, as far as I was concerned. And I felt like it would have a universal appeal in terms of other people, as well as universal applicability in many different situations. So I always wanted to buy this, but the price is quite high with these. I mean, 70, 80, 90 pounds, £120, all kinds of numbers. So I thought that I'm going to wait until I can find a really good clone of this fragrance and then make my purchase. There's quite a few different clones of this fragrance. And here's another couple of examples of that. So you've got the Tribal Gold by Al Wataniya or Grandeur. You have Rehan Elixir. And you also have the Kingdom from Latafa. But the latest release of a clone is this one, which I'm going to be unboxing. But it's also meant to be the best clone in terms of its closeness to the original, both in terms of longevity. Maybe they say that the Lemel Elixir is slightly more longer lasting, but in terms of its note profile as well, being very similar. In fact, some people even say that the Urban Man Elixir by Fragrance World is even better as an overall perfume in terms of its smell, in terms of its composition, than the Lemel Elixir. Now, of course, something like that, I'm going to leave that for you to be the judge of, but what I can definitely say is from a price perspective and a quality perspective, I have high expectations from this, and my gut instinct says that if I like Lemel Elixir, then I'm going to like this as well. So first of all, we look at the note profile of the Lemel Elixir right here, what we're going to be comparing it to. So the main accords we have here is vanilla, sweet, honey, amber, aromatic, lavender, tobacco, green, fresh, spicy, and powdery. And then if we go down, we look at the rating right here. So it's got 4.54 out of 5 from 16,200 or so votes, which is absolutely a very high rating. On the right-hand side, you can see the seasons as to when people think it's best and most suitable for. You can see winter, fall, night predominantly, and then hardly anything for summer and spring, and a little bit for daytime as well. Personally, I just think that if you like the fragrance, you decide when you want to wear it, and you decide when you think it's suitable for you, and when it's going to make you feel good, and definitely not going to offend anyone else. But at the same time, you're the main guy really, or the main girl wearing the perfume, and you're your primary concern. Going down further, you can see the note perfume pyramid right here: lavender, mint, top notes, middle notes, vanilla, benzoin, and the base notes are honey, tonka bean, and tobacco. And just from the looks of this, I mean, I can already tell that it's something that I would like, and indeed I did like it, although the memory's fading a little bit because it was about 4 months ago when I last smelt it. Now, if we go ahead and look at the fragrance comparison for these notes, the best place to go is to just go online to some website and try to search for a listing for the Urban Man Elixir and look at the note profile there. So, well, let's just do that, for example. I'm not affiliated with this particular website. It's just it has some information which is useful. I don't even mind mentioning them. The website is socards.co.uk. But in terms of the note profile right here, you can see the top notes are sage, lavender, pink peppercorn, bergamot, and you've got the middle notes in terms of cinnamon, caramel, patchouli, and the base notes are vanilla, amber, musk, and tonka bean. Now, the other thing that people might do is they might go to Fragrantica and search for the perfume instead. Now, there's a bit of a problem here. I'll just let you know what the problem is. I'll let you know a couple of quirky things about this particular situation. So the Urban Man Elixir, there is a fragrance by Armaf with the same name. Okay, it's Club de Nuit, a part of their range of fragrances that they do. There's quite a few of these. I mean, you can see, loads of different flankers and stuff for this one right here. You can see them as well. But it's got the same name, Urban Man. And in fact, even if you look at the font is quite similar as well insofar as the urban is concerned there. And I think from Fragrance World's point of view, and I like Fragrance World fragrances, I think they're high quality, they're great prices. So yeah, I'm somewhat of a convert and a fan to Fragrance World, even more so than the other clone fragrance brands. But they've just done an absolute blunder, in my opinion, from a branding perspective, calling this, from a name perspective, another fragrance from another clone house which already exists. And that causes some problems with the layman, shall we say? Because if you go on Fragrantica and if you look at the main accords and stuff, look at this. I mean, they're virtually the same, right? Apparently, look, amber at the top, you've got aromatic, you've got citrus, you've got warm, spicy, you've got lavender and musky and woody. I mean, who's done this? I don't even know. I don't even know if anyone's even paid any attention to this. You got perfume ratings of a low rating, 3.64 out of 5 from 25 votes. So it's got very few votes in the first place, but still. I mean, is it because these people are comparing it to this fragrance right here? I mean, it's just really quirky. If you then go to the perfume pyramid notes right here, and you will see again, and this is, I mean, this is voted for. You know, this is voted for. Let me actually fix this. Hang on. So there you can see the notes there, and you can see that this is voted for, and look how similar the notes are. And it just makes you think, like, are people comparing these two and then just like smelling from their biases, whatever they smell here, they're just voting for it here, and then they're leaving notes like comments and things. Like, it just makes you wonder. But what I'm trying to say is that Fragrantica is the great, 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 awesome website. I'd recommend everyone to use it as much as possible. But there's little quirks like this. I don't know who's doing this. I don't know why they're doing it. But it's clear that this perfume is a Lemel Elixir clone and not Club de Nuit Urban Man Elixir. And yet people have voted. People have voted for the same notes and things for some reason, even though one perfume has nothing to do with another. Isn't that quite quirky? Fortunately, if you go to the comment section, there are some comments here which are saying, you know, it's a very similar fragrance to the JPG Elixir, 98% similar, 9 out of 10 in terms of scores and so on. So, yeah, so far, in terms of looking at things online, what other people have commented, what other reviewers have said, this is meant to be a 90 to 95% clone of Le Male Elixir. It's not with a twist and all that, which I'm not actually looking for. I'm looking for a clone. If you're going to go for a clone, make a clone. I don't want a twist on it or anything like that. If I like the original, make a clone of it, right? So there you go. That's a couple of quirky things I wanted to mention to you. And the other thing I also wanted to mention is if you look at this fragrance anywhere, and the reason I can say this is because I've looked at the box from the outside, although it is a virgin unboxing. I've never seen the inside before, and I've never ripped it open before. It's going to be the first time. But if you look at this right here, it says 100 milliliters. Okay, it says 100 milliliters, and it's quoting a price everywhere based on 100 milliliters as well, right? Like you can see, even if you go on eBay and stuff, it'll say 100 milliliters. But just be mindful that this is actually 90 milliliters. Okay, so it's at 90% of what's being advertised. Now, in my case, I'm quite particular about these things. I don't like it when someone is saying, oh, it's 150 milliliters, and then you buy the perfume as 125 milliliters. I'm not okay with that. So I actually got 10% off from the retailer. If you buy it from someone else, I'd suggest you maybe try and do that. I mean, my hope is that people reduce the price of this perfume by 10%. Of course, that might be wishful thinking. It might not actually happen. But I do think I want to increase the awareness, because I don't think people know out there that this fragrance is not actually 100 milliliters. I've not seen even people unboxing this perfume or writing reviews about this perfume mention that it's actually 90 milliliters and not 100 as advertised everywhere. So yeah, I think retailers should reduce their prices by 10% for this perfume because it's 90 milliliters, or alternatively, just put an extra 10 milliliters in there. Otherwise, it seems a bit like hustling people, where they're saying one thing and doing another. And this is retailers, of course. You know, the original supplier obviously is just putting 90 milliliters on there. It's the retailers, the onward sellers, that might be potentially doing this. So a little bit naughty, and I think people should fix that. So okay, so hopefully you found all of that information interesting or helpful, and it helps you in some way as well. If you do want to purchase this perfume or any others, use the link in the description below. It's from eBay. It's a referral link. It doesn't cost you anything extra, but does help the channel in a small way. And without any further ado, we will go on to the unboxing of the Urban Man Elixir by Fragrance World. Okay guys, so let's start with the unboxing now. This is what the box looks like. I think this is going to be a very shiny unboxing, because I can only imagine that the bottle's going to be super shiny. The box is super shiny as well. You can see that these lines right here, textured. The Urban Man section is also raised. That's the front anyway. There's the side. You can see some parts are kind of matte gold and others are more sort of smoother gold. This is the rear of the box. You can see that logo there in terms of the authenticity label. And just so you know, I've had a cough and cold for about 3 weeks or so, so I might need to occasionally clear my throat, so apologies for that in advance. As you can see, it does say 90 milliliters. Again, no blame on the manufacturer. I'm just saying that if you're a retailer, you should mention that it's 90 milliliters, because I'm sure most people are paying the price based on 100. Now, of course, if they change it to 90 and keep the price the same, I would be less impressed, but hopefully that's not what they do. You can see the ingredients there in different sort of, the warning is there in different languages. You can see it's there in English on here at the top, and then in other languages elsewhere. Let's look at the bottom of the box, and right there you can see all the ingredients, the barcode there as well, and of course it's made by Fragrance World. You can see the batch number, the sort of expiry date, so to speak. Do these things even have an expiry date? But there it is, it's one. And you can see it's a recent batch as well, December 2024. I'm unboxing this in March, okay, March 2025. And if we look at the top, you've got the Fragrance World logo at the top as well. And let's do a little rattle test here. So you can see something rattling there. If you remember, there's a bit of a sort of gap in there. So if they actually put some material in there for, you know, preventing that rattling, or maybe made the box more snug fit, maybe that wouldn't happen. So so yeah, that's what the box is. Okay, and let's remove the cellophane wrapper now. We'll go at the top right here. Okay, there we are. And I can already tell that the white balance on the camera is going to struggle a little bit with all these golds and shiny golds going on, and the yellow lights that I'm using as well above. Okay, right. Let's get that out here. Move it aside. And that's the box right there. Hopefully that's even clearer now that it's out of the cellophane wrapper. Cellophane wrapper, I should say. Okay, the quality of the box is good. I don't have any complaints at all. It looks reasonably high quality, and the print and everything else is good as well. The batch number, everything's printed very nice and clear without many flaws that I can see. Let's go from the top as I always usually do. Okay, that opened nice and fine. You've got the embossed logo still visible when you look at the underside of the top of the box. And there it is. So whatever rattling it wasn't anything else sort of broken. It was just this, which is like the clip which goes around the top of the sprayer, the nozzle, to keep it from spraying when it's in your luggage or anything like that. It's a stopper basically instead of a lid situation, which is of course the same thing that JPG do with their range. Just going to take a quick sniff of the box, see what it smells like. Okay, I just took a sniff of the box. I can actually smell a little bit of the perfume in here, and as you can tell from my voice, I can already smell it, and it smells very good. Okay, I'm so looking forward to this now. Okay, let's take this out. Nothing else in the box, just a little bit of a sort of a cardboard there. You can barely see that, but it's there. There you go. And we shall put the box somewhere here on the side, just like so. There is the bottle in all its glory. That's the front. You can see it's like vapored up from the vapor from my hands there. But overall in front of me, what can I see? I mean, this is just, it looks really good, guys. I mean, the shine on this is so nice. And for me, the color of the gold, I mean, there's like 20 different shades of gold that you can go with, right? Even more. Gold has like so many different shades. And this one is just the perfect gold for me. This is like so spot on. The sheen is very nice as well. I know one video I saw, they described this as like an Oscar, looks like an Oscar kind of thing. And I think I can see the similarity now that it's in my hand, not in terms of the shape insofar as I'm concerned necessarily, but definitely just the type of gold it is and the sheen that it has. This bottle looks really, really good actually. That's what it sounds like. So it's just glass still. Let's have a look at the bottom. There you go, the Fragrance World kind of logo there, 80% volume. I'm going to take another sniff at this actually, guys. Okay, I can smell that as well. So far, it just smells so good, guys. Like I can't, the last time I smelled this fragrance, right, the Elixir, it's been 4 months, so I might not remember it exactly, but I do remember sniffing it and thinking, wow, like I really like this fragrance, I really want this fragrance, and it's right up my street, exactly the sort of thing that I like. And taking the first couple of sniffs of this, oh my gosh, and I'm getting exactly the same kind of a vibe and feeling from this as well. Of course, my memory might be a bit hazy, but in terms of the feeling, in terms of how much I like this and the way that I liked it, if you like, emotionally, it's very similar. So I can only go by that and say that it's probably similar to Elixir as well. Okay, let's take this off. All right, so that's off. Apparently, this is a bit fragile. You do it a couple of times and it might break, but what more can you expect? I mean, this is like 20 pounds or something, or even less than that, for a fragrance or a clone of a fragrance, which actually costs many, many more pounds. This bit right here actually does feel to me like metal. I'm just going to put this here and then, yeah, to me that is metal rather than plastic, and this bit is metal right here as well. And we'll just leave this maybe here aside so you can see, but if you want to close up actually, that's the Fragrance World logo. And on the other side is just that kind of matte gold, which is similar to what it was on the box outside, just like this actually. Okay, I'm looking forward to this. Let's take any further looks here. So there's some lines here. Again, I'm not sure why they're there, maybe just aesthetically, really more than anything else. And the bottle itself, yeah, it looks like a sarcophagus, doesn't it? Sort of reminds me of something like that, which is obviously taking inspiration from the Elixir as well there. Hope I've used the right word there, but I think I have. Okay, let's give this a couple of sprays now, okay? Okay, sprayed straight away. I'm going to give it another spray. Whoa. Okay. That is... oh my gosh. I'm just going to give it a couple of minutes. Okay, guys, so as I say with all my videos, I'm no perfume expert or anything like that. I'm just someone who likes perfumes, and I can't be sort of very accurate in terms of my note profile descriptions and things like that. But what I can do is give you a reasonably good explanation or about the sorts of things that it makes me feel and what kind of person I think it might suit, and so on as well. So in terms of the smell initially, I'm getting a hit of sweetness. Okay, first, like the first thing I get, I think I'm going to give, this is the first time, this is one of the first fragrances where I've had to spray it like 2 or 3 times just to get an idea. Usually even just 1 or 2 is enough, so I'm going to give it 1 more actually. So just do it now. Let's get in focus. Okay, there we go. Okay. Okay, guys, so all I can say with this fragrance, right, is that it smells really nice. Okay, really good. It smells smooth. It smells classy. I don't know how people are saying like this is only good for winter or so. I think I can wear this all the time, and I probably will really. And I'm definitely getting tonka bean. I'm getting definitely like lavender, sage, 100%. Getting sage as well. There's other ingredients in here. Well, it's supposed to smell like pink peppercorns and bergamot. It's saying cinnamon and caramel and patchouli that we mentioned. And I'm definitely getting. Now I'm getting a bit of vanilla and amber as well. And all I can say is, guys, is that the whole combination together, it's sweet, it's floral, at least to my nose, and still it's got the warmth, it's got the kind of smoothness of the smoothness, kind of vanilla, kind of tonka bean, the smoothness, and of course it has a masculine touch to it as well. I mean, without a doubt, like musk. I'm just wiping here because that's where all the perfume's gone. And it smells a lot like something else I've smelt before and I've really liked. And it might even be a perfume which is for women actually, but it doesn't really matter. I don't want that to come across as if like it's unisex or anything like that. But it does have something about it which is very similar to another perfume I've smelt before. And in some ways there's even, and I'm probably barking up the wrong bush there, but just a slight hint of, like there's I don't want to say chocolatiness, but the kind of richness of chocolatiness, okay? The richness, kind of the creaminess of chocolatiness. That's the best way I can put it. Something gourmand about it. Something that's making me want to say that if something smelled a bit like this, I'd happily eat it, kind of thing. Not the whole thing, but there's a note in there. Like I said, like a chocolate, melty chocolate, the way it makes me feel like when I eat it, right? Kind of this creaminess, this sweetness, this slightly sort of complex aroma, this roundedness. It's things like that which I'm guessing from here. The way it smells is very classy, okay? It has a freshness to it, whilst at the same time a lot of sweetness to it. It's got a sort of creaminess. Oh my God, the creaminess is just coming to me now. It's almost making my mouth water, basically, okay? It's kind of a weird feel. I've never had this from perfume before. But yeah, it's almost making my mouth water. It's almost making me want to eat it. That sounds really weird, but it's the first time I've ever had this reaction. But yeah, overall, it's classy, and it's definitely on the, like it could be on the first sniff, I thought like it could be unisex a little bit, and maybe it could be like some women could pull it off, but I think overall I would say like 60 to 80% masculine and 20 to 40% feminine, so overall I wouldn't put it at a unisex fragrance, okay? Okay guys, so I'll just stick this in somewhere in the middle of the video. It might not perfectly fit, but I needed to say this anyway. So it did smell quite familiar, and I think it has aspects of, and this is not like, I'm not talking this down by the way, although it's going to sound like that. It has aspects of shower gel, okay? Aspects of, I'm not saying it smells like a shower gel or anything like that, but it has aspects of that, and also aspects of Lynx Africa, okay? Again, I'm not saying it smells like Lynx Africa, but it has aspects of Lynx Africa. And that is not to talk it down or anything like that at all. And also remember, like Lynx Africa is one of the most popular kind of fragrance smells there is. But I'm saying it kind of smells familiar. I'm like, where have I smelled this before, and so on. And it has aspects of those. That is not to say that that's what it smells like. But I think once I've said it, some of you might agree with that. I don't know, but some of you might. The other perfume or fragrance which this reminds me of is one of my most loved fragrances, actually. It's the Lanvin Avant-Garde. It's discontinued, so you can't get it anymore. I did see a bottle the other day selling for about 35 or 40 pounds, and I think it was 50 ml, opened but not really used much. So and I've seen prices higher than that as well. But it has some aspects of the Lanvin Avant-Garde, at least to my nose, in terms of how the smells like. So all of these things which I'm mentioning, they're kind of like 20%, if you like, so 20-30% of this and 20-30% of that, and there might even be overlaps. But yeah, that's also something that it reminds me of. But yeah, back with the video. I think there's also a sort of cleanliness to it, which is coming from the freshness, maybe from the lavender actually. And I just, as you can tell, and you can compare this to other unboxings I've done before, I don't think there's any perfume which I've smelt these many times over and over and over and over and over again in these many seconds. I just can't stop smelling it actually, because it's just got so much to it. It's got the sweetness, it's got the, oh my God, the kind of, the freshness to it, the roundedness, the creaminess, the slight spice like cinnamon or whatever it might be, right? You can kind of detect all of these things and it's coming together in something really, really nice. And I can see this kind of becoming my sort of go-to daily driver almost. It's so nice. And for me, I would just wear it all the time. I don't care if other people think this is a winter fragrance or not. I just think I can wear this all the time. It smells amazing insofar as I'm concerned. I mean, for the price, just amazing in terms of its smell. And people are saying online that it smells 90 to 95% Le Male Elixir, which costs a lot more than this. So yeah, £20 or there or thereabouts. Oh my goodness. And the way it smells, and remember in my case, it probably was about £18 actually, 18, £19 if that, because I got the 10% off because it's 90 ml, not 100. But yeah, I mean, I feel like I've rambled on a bit with this one rather than going on to the notes. It's just because I can't express it enough. For me, at least to my nose, there's so many good things going on and it's blended kind of really well. And it's, for me, it's not like there's different notes coming out at me like boom, boom, boom. And I can say, oh, I'm smelling this, I'm smelling that, I'm smelling that. To me, it's like I'm having to work a little bit harder compared to normal to smell all the different fragrances, because to me, it's just coming all together as one in a really kind of nice way. And I just can't stop smelling this. Oh my goodness. Wow. And I think I had a similar kind of reaction with Le Male Elixir. And my guess is, just based on my reaction, that it's probably quite similar, right? There's not a side-by-side comparison, but just based on how I reacted, I feel like this must be very close. So guys, as always, thank you very much for watching, okay? If you want to buy this fragrance or any others, there will be the eBay links in the description. Please feel free to use them. It doesn't cost you anything extra, but does help the channel in a small way, so that's always appreciated. Please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel as well. And I hope you found this one helpful, and I'll see you in the next one, guys. Thank you. Goodbye.